For those who don't know, I'm a huge fan of Kamen Rider. I loved it when I was growing up and thought it was a great series. So, when I heard that there was a line of mini Gashapons, well, not many, but when I heard there was a line of Gashapons coming out of superposable figures based on Kamen Rider with their iconic poses, all I can say is, I'm down. Now, there are several waves of these guys, most of which are exclusives. The first wave is Fi's. Well, no, not the first wave. The first wave is Kuga, Xaid, and Zombie Xaid. I never watched Xaid, so I don't know who it is. I think it's Kamen Rider Genom. That's what I've heard people call him. But, I didn't like that wave so much. But when I heard this wave coming out, I wanted my boy. I wanted my boy. Seriously, I love Axel Form in the show of Kamen Rider Fi's. Anyway, we're going to go from the one I wanted least to the one I wanted most. So, we're going to start off with Kiva. I love Kiva, don't get me wrong, but he's not the one I wanted most. Anyway, the sculpting on him is great. The ornate detailing is fantastic. They even got the little gem and stuff in there. But the painting is still... The painting on the head is where this figure really shines. In fact, that's kind of the case with... No, that's only Kiva now I think about it. This area is where I really have some complaints, though. Because I don't care that in the show this thing was black and stuff, but the fingers were red. I don't care. What I care about is the fact that there is no black on the chest. Where the figure is most notable. To me, when I look at Kamen Rider first, I look at the helmet and the chest. And when I see this kind of lacking paint, it really infuriates me. And also, what's really cool is you can remove Kivat. And he's got a lot of lovely sculpting. No paint here, but I can understand why. What I can't forgive, though, is this. This is shameful. They did not mold Kivat out of yellow plastic and painted it gold. They molded it out of black plastic and painted it gold. I do not like this. I hate it when companies do this. However, Bandai's also been listening. I think Bandai listened to me once, even though I never made a video on this, about painted details. Hasbro, step up your game and take notes here. A $5 toy beat your $20 toys on sculpted detail. I cannot stress how much this means that a company actually pulls this kind of stuff off. Because that means if the paint wears off, if you're a good enough painter, you can paint this yourself. You can even make it look better. I know I'm going to get a black Sharpie sometime and like draw these lines in, because even though it will look bad, it'll still look mild better than this shameful display. Well, I guess there's some chipping on this red part here. Oh well. There is some chipping on the silverback here as well. Not as much of a problem as I made in the first take of this. That's just me overreacting. Anyway, you might be wondering why his hands are posed so weird. That is because he is supposed to replicate the wake up pose from Kamen Rider Kiva. Which is when he did this shameful, well, oddly flexible pose. And this is where my problem lies. I also hate friction joints. I prefer a nice solid ratchet. However, $5, can't complain. Oh my god. That's kind of the best you're going to get out of this thing. Because unless I tighten up this joint, which I don't know how it's possible due to there being no peg, which is really cool, I might add. Props to Bandai. The problem is that I can't fix any of these guys easily. The only thing I could fix was their loose hands. Which, speaking of hands, let's go on to articulation, shall we? There's a ball joint in the head. ball joint, well, dumbbell joint in the shoulders, swivel at the elbow, bend at the elbow, swivel at the wrist, double dumbbell, no, actually, no, it's a dumbbell joint here and a single ball peg here. Allows for some, oh, so beautiful movement. Come on, Bandai, where are you getting these great movements? The legs go up and down, forward and back, bend at the knee, swivel at the thigh. I really do not like the placement of this knee, though. It does not look natural. But for the wake up pose, it looks fine. But this is the only case where it looks okay. Because, yes, the proportions are fine. The problem is that I feel like they placed the knee joint a little too low. I don't know why, but I feel like they placed it just a tad too low. And if it was like right here, then not only would you get better knees, you'd also get much more accurate anatomy. There's a ball joint at the ankle, and I might as well show this off. So if you look at the sculpting, it's at an angle. And to prove that I'm showing in the same angle, you have to literally like angle it like this in order to see that it's angled. This is so that the ankle pivot on the ball joint can actually work and doesn't look stupid. Plus, it doesn't make it to where you can get some really stupidly unnatural poses. I have seen feet go that far, and only that far past to the other side. This is great. Keep it up, Bandai. Now, Kiva, I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. That lacking paint really drives me crazy. And that I have to fix it is annoying. And this stupid Kiva be molded in black plastic. Stop it, Bandai. We know you love black plastic. But please, lay off the black fetish for a while, okay? Oh, one detail that I forgot to mention. He's even got the fussels. I believe that's how they're pronounced. Fussels, fussels. I like fussels because it sounds a little more radical, I guess. Anyway, he's got, I believe this is where his main forms are, while on this side, this is where his side stuff is. If I remember right, this is the dragon, this is Wake Up, and this was to summon a giant face that turned into armor for a motorcycle. No, I'm not kidding. Watch the show. You'll actually love it. It's how you do vampires. Now, on this side we got Gato Saber, Basha Magnum, and Dogga Hammer. Overall, actually no, 8 out of 10. I really like that fussel detail. So, that's Kiva. Moving on to the next reason, well, to the first main, well, let's start off with the main course. Thighs. I love Kamen Rider Thighs. So I'm a little biased on this figure. Little biased. But I'm not a saint. I'm not going to say he's perfect, because he's not. He's far from perfect. In fact, I'd even argue that to most eyes, he's terrible. But I love him. Here's the main problem. Not painted. Come on, guys. Step up your game. Heck, this stuff isn't even painted. And this was silver in the show. And the red missing here is really noticeable, especially on the legs. Just stop. Give us what we want. Now, what Thighs is supposed to mimic is, if you haven't seen the show, he uses this thing called the Thighs pointer, and he attaches it to this little attachment on his leg. Also, sorry my hand-eye coordination is messed up, because I'm doing this through my phone. Now, you plug this in, and he does this for a move called the Crimson Smash, I believe. It's been years since I watched Thighs. But if you watch the show, then you'll know how you're supposed to pose him. You're supposed to pose him something similar to this. And that looks fantastic. The low knee joint actually works on this look. It's not like Kiva's where it's because even when he's standing straight up, this knee joint can still somewhat work. It's still too low, but it's not as noticeable. Now, as for articulation, same articulation. Ball joint, dumbbell, bend, swivel, swivel, which this hand, both of his hands are incredibly loose, but his left hand at least will stay in. I had to actually fix this hand, and I'm actually going to be giving this figure to a friend because he likes thighs himself, and this guy's not the main reason I wanted this set. No, the next reason is the next figure is the reason I bought this set. For those who weren't paying attention earlier, it's a good one. Now, dumbbell, ball peg, up, down, forward, back, bend, swivel, ball joint. The detailing on thighs is pretty good. He's even got the thigh shot, which is removable, but you can't put it in his hand, which is a huge bummer. And the problem is that this is especially a problem when we take a look at the next figure and the final figure in this set. And also, speaking of which, the reason I wanted to do this review is actually because, as far as I know, I am the first American to be reviewing this. As far as I know. So, if that's the case, then awesome. But the detailing on thighs is fantastic. He's got the Axel wristwatch thingy. I can't remember what it's called. Future me, if Future me can edit in an hour or so, he'll probably research this stuff like he should, and edit in what that wristwatch is called. If not, he'll put it in the description. He better, because I really want people to know that I love thighs for some reason. Oh, something I forgot to mention. They put detail sculpting on the feet, and we'll bring back in Kiva to show you his. That's pretty cool. The problem is that there's no stand they're compatible for. They don't have butt plugs or anything, which is a real shame. And also, the lack of paint here. Oh my god, the lack of paint is infuriating with how bad this one is. Now, do I like thighs? Yes, absolutely. I give him a solid 9 out of 10. Now, for the this is the whole reason I wanted this set, for Thighs Axel form. He is. Oh. You see, the silver paint isn't as much of a problem this time around because it's not as noticeable to me for some reason as it was with Thighs. However, he's got one other issue. You see, I've never seen Thighs in his Axel form use the Crimson Smash like standard Thighs does. So to me, and I've seen him use the thigh shot more. I don't like that. I want the thigh shot to be an accessory, so that way I can make like a perfectly armored up thighs. That'd be awesome. But no, we can't have that. Why would we? Now, these are soft plastic, and I've stressed these things a lot, and they haven't even gotten stress marks yet. So I'm not worried about these breaking anytime soon, and neither should you. Same articulation, except he's a little hindered in the shoulders because of this. Other than that, you got the good range of movement and whatnot. And he's also got some really, really cool detailing. Though I really wish it was either this side or this side where it said Smart Brain on it. Again, future me will research this and put it in the description. I really like the silver they picked. The problem is that in the show, this was these lines right here were white. They weren't silver. So while it does give a much more, it does give a little more presence to the figure, the problem is that it doesn't look show accurate. Because, like I said, these were white in the show and his armor was silver. So it made a really nice contrast between white and silver. On the figure, everything's just silver. But I can forgive it. You know why? You want to know why? They took the time to sculpt in all of that mechanical detail right there. All of that mechanical detail. Just for a figure that is literally a variant of another figure, basically. And he's also got separate hands and stuff. Now, oh crap. Now, he and Fies have separate hands, which is really cool, and I thought I could swap them out. The problem is that Fies' hands look comically oversized on him, and his look really small on his. Maybe I'll show it sometime, but I'm not in the mood right now. Yes, I know, a reviewer won't show off stuff, I'm lazy. Sue me, but still, I'm reviewing them as they came. And also, his knee joints aren't as bad as Fies. They can actually somewhat hold his weight. And you can get him into a lot of show-accurate poses. And he's also got the Crimson Smash thing as well, since they are literally the exact same figure, just remolded with a few different pieces here and there. More specifically, the chest. My main problem, though, is that I do not remember... This is one problem that I don't remember ever being in the show. In fact, we'll bring Fies back in just for this. Oh, wait, no. That's Kiva. Again. Phone camera. Anyway. He's got the Axel watch, too. But why? Why does he? Because I've never seen him have it in the show. I thought it magically appeared out of nowhere. I'm going to rewatch the series later if I get the time, so I can easily just make an update saying that yes, this is what he did in the show. But still, overall, this figure is gorgeous. I give him an easy 9.5 out of 10. I can't give him that solid 10 just because of the silver. Well, it's supposed to be white. Now, overall, this set is fantastic. And guess how much I paid? $20. I paid $20 for 3 posable figures based on fantastic shows with fantastic detail. Get them. They're $20 still. In fact, you'd even pay more if you bought them separately, so what's stopping you? Go buy them. Anyway, that's all for my review. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay awesome.